Hi. So talk to me a little bit about what are you working on in your piece today?
I'm working on how my last day seeing my hamster cheerleading.
Mm-hmm.
So she died. I'm talking how she died the day, and how I'm making the reader see how I'm feeling all the time. Because it was hard for me to let member of my family go.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I'm working on it a little more. I'm showing a little more detail on it. So I'm putting a little more internal thinking.
Okay. So your big thing is within this moment trying to bring out how, like the emotion of it and showing your reader how you were feeling. Yeah. Can you just take me through a little tour? Like, what are some ways that you're doing that in your writing?
Some ways I'm doing it is by describing my emotions.
Can you give me an example? Like, show me how that's going.
Like it says when I said like a sad clown, like do you know those sad clowns that have like they're like one of those, that's how I feel. And like
Can you talk a little bit louder?
yeah.
Okay.
So and that's how I'm feeling more like throughout the story I'm feeling more like first I was feeling happy then sad, then getting sadder. So that's what's helping throughout the story.
So one of the ways that you're really trying to show your reader how you're feeling is like how you compared it. You gave them that visual of that sad clown. Yeah.
Like for something else, like my face was turning redder and I was crying harder, like all those words.
Like really describing what your face looked like and what you were doing. I saw even a line here about how like your chin was all wet from all the tears. Yeah. So it seems like the thing that you're working really hard on as a writer, and I can really see in this piece, is that you really get that idea of showing your reader how you're feeling rather than just telling them, right? Because you could have just said, I was devastated. But you didn't. Like, I don't think you said that anywhere along there. Instead, you showed by really describing what your face looked like and describing those actions and how your chin was all wet from tears and comparing it to that sad clown. Like, you're really showing the reader your emotions in this piece. Yeah. So if that's what you were trying to do, Alejandro, like, I think you're really showing some evidence of that in this piece. It's impressive. So can I teach you one thing? So in pieces like this that are so important to us, it's really important that we help the reader understand why this was so important, why this moment was so important. And so I wanted to give you kind of two options for something I could teach you, and you tell me which one you want to learn today. So one thing I was thinking I could teach you is how to write with a little bit, not just what you were doing, but write with a little bit of description.
A little bit more style.
Well, I could teach you a little bit more. We could look in some text so that I could explain more, like a little bit more description of what's going on, not just with you, but outside. That could help the reader understand. And another option is using flashbacks to help the reader understand things that didn't happen right in this moment. So which do you think you might want to learn? Flashbacks, okay. So the thing is that we're writing in this one small moment, right? Just from in 5 minutes the story took place. You had a whole history of things, of events with this hamster that we don't get to know about, right? So one way you could help us learn why it was so important is you could use a flashback where you flash back to a moment that would help us understand why this was so important to you.
And like write a little paragraph and then put a little line to the story.
Say that a little bit louder again.
So like I could write a little paragraph and then to talk about more my hamster and how she was so important, and I could put it in the story.
Yeah, you can flash back to a moment and put it right in the story, like in the middle. So oftentimes when writers do this, they say something like, I remember when, and they flash back to an important moment, or they will say, it reminded me of the time.
I get it.
So how might that go if you tried it? Like, what might you flash back to?
flashback to the time, like, the happy
A
time.
little bit louder. Go ahead. Like pick one. What might you flash back to? One time.
The first time I got her, that's where I want to flashback.
So you might think about a time in your story where it would be appropriate and then think, I remembered the first time I ever held her, and tell that, like almost like a little small moment inside this moment. Yeah? That'll help us understand your relationship with your pet more, which will make us even more sympathetic. Yeah? So here's the thing I want you to remember. This is a pretty new thing that you might want to try, not just in this moment, but in other moments that you're writing. If you need your reader to know something that already happened, you can flash back and put the little small moment inside the story you're writing. Okay? All right, Gail, give it a try.